Hello, I'm Joan Sheridan, and today I'm going to show you how to make a tassel and a cord to attach it to a hat. So here are the examples. We are going to make this tassel and a twisted cord. The tassels are all the same. This example is macrame. And the third thing I am going to show you is how to make a simple 3-strand braid. Also, on my YouTube channel, you will find instructions for making this finger crocheted braid. It's kind of square in shape, and it has some nice texture when you add different colors. So I want you to know that that's there, but it is not part of this video. The tools that you're going to need a piece of board. This is just mat board, and it's 4 inches long, and this one happens to be 3 inches wide. If you want a longer tassel, then make a longer card. It's totally your preference. You're also going to need a tapestry needle or a bodkin. I like using a bodkin for this. A pair of scissors. If you're doing the twisted fringe and you have a fringe twister, this is helpful. Otherwise, you can do it with your fingers. You're going to need the yarn that matches your project. And I am using a cutting board which has a little bit of a grippy surface. So I will be taping my board using down to hold it secure using blue painter's tape. So if you do it using these materials, you'll probably want the blue tape. Otherwise, if you have blocking boards that you use for knitting that you can pin into, you'll want T-pins, and you can use them to hold your project secure while you're working on it. Okay, let's go to the close-ups. Now we're going to wrap the card. So you're going to need your card and your yarn. And we're going to hold it at the bottom with a little extra tail off the edge. And you're going to wrap until you reach the fullness that you like. Working with these at close hand is challenging, so I'm just going to throw them on the floor. That's what I do at home. And I must confess, I don't count how many times I go around. I do it visually, and I tend to like a little bit fuller tassel. Oh, it's starting to look full. I look this way, not quite big enough. I chose to use 3 colors. You can use 1 color, 2 color, 3 color. You can use 8 colors. It doesn't matter. It's up to you, and it's your tassel. That looks pretty good. So I will now trim this, and then we'll get ready to make our first cord. Once you pull the strands of yarn through the tassel, you'll have 6 on each side. We're going to make a very secure square knot. So let me do that again. It's how I learned it in 4-H. Right over left and left over right. Makes a knot neat and tidy and tight. Okay, from there, I'm going to separate these out into the color groups. So we'll have an it'll show up better in the braiding. We'll put the yellow in the middle. And we always bring the outside thread to the middle. So the blue is kind of underneath all the others, so we're going to start with it. Bring the blue to the middle, bring the red to the middle, yellow to the middle, blue to the middle, right side, left side, right side, left side. And weave it or braid it to the desired length. That's up to you. Take the 2 outside threads and make an overhand knot. That's just half of a square knot. Separate this out into 6 strands each, and you're going to pull using your bodkin. You can thread this and pull it right through the top of the hat. Bring it down in 2 different spaces at the very top of the hat. And on the inside, you can tie a loose square knot or a bow tie, and then you'll be able to remove it for laundering. Okay, next we are going to do a twisted fringe. With the twisted fringe, we're going to clip about 1/2 inch from the end. Want to make sure that you have all of the strands in there securely. And then you're going to rotate. I'm going clockwise. I split my threads into half, so I have 4 blue and 2 yellow and 4 red and 2 yellow. And I'm going to wind this until it gets firm, and when I release tension on it, see how it gets squiggly? That's good. It's enough twisting. I'm going to transfer so that I have both the red and the blue bundles, and the yellow, of course, in the same clip. And then I'm going to twist in the opposite direction. Now, this is longer than I need, so I'm going to knot it at the length that I want. They really don't have to be that long. And then I'll remove the fringe or the twist here. And now I can tie this on the inside of the hat just like I did with the braided cord. And next up is macrame. Now we're going to do the macrame. Again, I'm working with 3 sets of colors and a center cord here. The easiest way that I remember to do this is to make the number 4, take the other free cord, go over the tail of the floor, and pull the end up through. Now, I forgot to secure my center cord. That really helps. And now I make the 4 on the other side. And if you walk away from your work, forget where you are, the side with the bump is the side where you make the 4. If you choose to do a macrame cord like this, you're going to want to have a little more length than what I used, because these outside cords you can see are getting much smaller. But that's the general idea of how to do it. And securing it at the end, you can just take these outside ends, split off the middle, and just pull this. You don't need a knot here. Pull this into the inside of the hat and make a bow tie. So what we have remaining is how to make the tassel. So let me get set up for that, and I'll show you how to make a tassel. So to prepare for doing the finishing work on the tassel. I have got my bodkin at hand. I've got 3 yards of yarn. And again, this could be multicolor if you like, because I am going to fold it and so that I'm working with 3 strands. The first thing is we're going to cut the end. I'm just going to cut straight across. And kind of try to keep it contained as you take the card out. And here we go, and I'm going to, actually I think I'll work with 4 strands because it's easier to fold it into half and half again. So this is what I'm going to wrap around my yarn. Can you tell I design on the fly? It just means you're more of an artist, right? Or I don't know. So I'm going to work with my fold from when I folded the yarn, pull the tail through that loop, and I'm going to position it where I want it, about 3/4 to an inch below the top, and I'm going to pull really tight. And you want to make sure that things are squared up before you start wrapping. I've got some here that are kind of up a little bit. I can pull those down now. There. Just tidy it up. I'm going to, this is actually called the lark's head knot. I'm going to pull tight on it, and then I'm going to wrap the tail back in the direction opposite the loop. And you can make it wide like that, or you can keep everything all piled on top of itself and make it narrow. That is totally up to you. Wrap it until you're happy with how it looks. Get these tails from the end out of here. And I like the way that looks. Now I'm going to just hold that, thread the end through my bodkin, keep this tight and pull the tail right through underneath. And you can actually do that a couple times. You can go back up in another spot. Careful not to split any yarns. That's why the bodkin is nice. And then I can pull that back through the middle, and it just gives it a little security. And the last thing is to trim your ends. Take a look here and see if you have any stragglers. Beat it up a little. And there you go. How long this is up to you. How long this is, you know, it's all up to you. You design it and make it yours. So I hope you have fun making tassels. And again, there's instructions on my YouTube channel for another type of cord. And enjoy. This video was designed to support our Cheery Cherry hat pattern. The pattern is available on Ravelry, and it is also available as a kit with the pattern at heritagespinning.com. I hope you have enjoyed learning how to do this and that you can apply it to your knitting at home.